and welcome to Super Chat. I'm your host, Jess. Here with my guests today, we have Brian Brown from wordofthenerdonline.com and Robert Jenkins from homeofthefluffy.com, the adventures of Fluffy the cat. We're going to get to these guys in a little bit, but first we have to talk about The Flash. This week's episode, there was everything from strippers, which their daughter, like stepdaughter strippers, that was awkward, and Drunk Barry, which was adorable. A lot of funny lines there. And I've liked that this season has been lighter, but we also got to see a lot of Killer Frost and a new villain, Amunet Black, who was very cool. Katee Sackhoff from Battlestar Galactica plays that character. How did everybody feel about her on the show as the villain in general?
I loved it. I love Katee Sackhoff in general, and when she turned around and you saw her in that scene at the warehouse or wherever it was, you're like, it's Katee Sackhoff.
Yeah, that's what I think all the fans were saying. They loved her as that. How'd you feel about her dynamic with Killer Frost and Killer Frost being back?
Well, Katee has this presence, in whatever role she has. So, having her on in any capacity, I think, was a great idea. But her and Caitlin as Killer Frost, I thought, that was a match made in heaven.
That carried the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I think one thing that maybe the show didn't do as well, it was a female-driven episode, but compared to Supergirl, who writes females better? What do you think?
I'm liking Supergirl.
Yeah,
I'm gonna agree with
especially
Supergirl.
this season.
Yes.
Yeah. I've loved what they've done with Supergirl so far.
It's not that I dislike the female roles in The Flash, but I think that, what did they say? Like, hashtag feminism, and I get it, but as a female, I hate when you're trying to be in my face about, girl power, we're solving it. I think if you had just had them solve the night on their own, all the troubles that they got into with Killer Frost and everything, I think it would have spoke better. This made it kind of too saccharine for me. I did, as Killer Frost would say, it was pink, and I hate pink. But I did find some really fun things with Killer Frost's character this week. Were we getting any kind of Hulk vibes from Killer Frost?
I can see where you got that, but I'm not sure where they're going with that.
She seems to have better control of her powers.
It does. It seems like she's leading on leading us on. There's more to it than she's letting on, kind of a thing. Yeah. As far as a Hulk vibe, I don't really.
You didn't get it? It's kind of like, if you make Hulk mad, you won't like me when I'm frosty. She said that once in one episode.
But she's still changing randomly.
Yes.
She has to fight it.
Yes.
But
do you think it seems more controlled? I felt like it's a little bit more
controlled. In this episode, it felt more controlled.
Yeah.
Like
she had a choice when she was standing right there back at Star Labs to tell them all about it. She went back to Caitlin. But I felt like, how would Killer Frost know to go? I don't know, because the one doesn't know what the other one's thinking. I have a lot of questions. But another question I had, she mentioned, actually, Amunet Black mentioned you can't go breach off into the sunset again. So did that strike you as interesting? Now, if she had been back in that few month period when she wasn't with the team, was she breaching, and who was helping her breach? Because it wasn't Vibe or Gypsy at the time. Do you think there's a secret meta she might be working with?
Well, if that's the theory, that's what it have to be. We've already seen that there are more than one breachers.
Yeah.
Plus, you can do it with technology.
True.
Plus, the infinite amount of Earths out there. There's just no telling what they're doing.
Yeah. She wouldn't need a plane ticket, though.
No.
But maybe it was just a kind of like a slip of the tongue. But the way these shows are written, I feel like everything is in there for a reason. So I was kind of curious about perhaps why she said something about breaching. The not villain of the week, but the victim of the week, the Weeper, who is the metahuman, he had tears that were like a love drug. A big question there. Who was eating his tears that figured this out? Did you guys think about that at all? Is that weird?
It never entered my mind.
I tried not to think about it, because as soon as he started crying, and she took the finger, and I'm like, okay, this is getting weird.
It's a little weird. How do they? Maybe because it's glowing, but I still wouldn't be like, let me try it.
Let me taste this. See what it's like.
See if it makes me hallucinate. So we see at the end that the Thinker does come find him in what looked like a Mobius chair. You guys read the comics. I've heard rumor that maybe he's a Metron. I don't know, but maybe they're just using different elements from the comics.
I think he's exactly. I mean, he's Metron.
He's Metron. Okay, so he came in this Mobius chair, and apparently all of these everybody are pieces in his puzzle to some end game. Do you think that the end game is the Flash, or do you think his end game is using the Flash's powers to do something else?
I think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to agree with you. I think the Flash. I think it's using the Flash to his own purpose. And I really think that Caitlin's actually going to have a big role.
You think so?
In towards the end of the season. You know, I just from the fact that they've been using her a lot in the past couple of episodes, and with this one, she was such a main character.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a bigger part for her towards the end.
And they're developing her role better. They're developing her relationship with Iris better, which didn't exist before. And one thing before we head into Supergirl, I wanted to talk about the miracle baby of Joe and Cecile. Do you think that may be tied into the Thinker at all? It seems like they're really dwelling on this, and there's going to be something to do, maybe a Daniel West. Do you think that the Thinker may have something to do with this baby?
We don't know if his intentions are nefarious.
That's true. They don't seem
If he's more like the comic character, he knows everything.
Yeah.
So using that, he's probably putting pieces into place. I mean, this is, a gigantic chess game.
Yes.
He's putting pieces into place so something that's supposed to happen will happen.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily good, not necessarily bad, because he's not on either side. He just kind of
maybe
he's
not
there.
Great for the general population.
Maybe not, but you don't know.
You don't know. We're only going to find out more every week. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Next week the episode is called When Harry Meets Harry, and essentially they're summoning a council of wells to help them solve the problem of the week, which sounds cool, but this trailer features just Dibney, who's kind of getting on my nerves a little bit, but still kind of funny. So check out this trailer for next week's episode of The Flash when we'll be right back to talk about Supergirl.
Cash now!
This is perfect. Muggers are like superhero 101.
Whoa! Well, our work here is done.
You ready to suit up?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready for my super suit. You stretch, it stretches. And you squish, it squishes.
Pushes into something but ugly. You have the makings of a hero.
Wear that or
Fight crime naked.
don't fight crime naked.
Flash, all in this Tuesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.